Hey everyone, welcome to this next Python tutorial. In this video, we're going to have a look at Python decorators. So what they are, how we can use them, and how we can write them. To understand this, we're going to take a look at some characteristics of Python functions. So this includes looking at how references to Python functions work, writing some nested functions and functions that return other functions, and finally writing our own decorator using Python nested functions. So first of all, what is a decorator? In other videos, we've briefly come across this notion of decorators. It's essentially when you have a function, similar to this function here, my function, and above this first declaring line of the function, we have an @ and then a name of a decorator. What are some examples of decorators we've seen? When looking at encapsulation and Python properties, we saw the @property decorator and the @setter.propertyName decorator. We saw abstract method when looking at inheritance and abstract classes. And in Huss's videos on Flask, you'll also see some Flask-related decorators, such as app.route or login required. Essentially, decorators dynamically alter the functionality of a function. So each of these are designed to change the way a function behaves in one way or another. They're like a wrapper to the function and let you execute specific code before and after the function runs. They're reusable wrappers that let us modify or extend the behavior of any number of functions. So for example, in the case of login required, rather than modifying the body of every function that needs login required, we can simply apply the decorator to all the functions that need it, and contain the logic for checking if someone's logged in all in one place. Okay, cool. Let's dive into some code and build our way up to an understanding of writing a decorator. Alright, so say I have a function, like this function here, def hello, that prints a message, hello world. I can assign this function to a variable. So say I have a variable, my function equals hello. Notice I'm not putting the calling parentheses like this at the end. So if I assign it without putting the brackets, I'm not actually calling the function. Essentially what I'm doing is storing the reference of the function into a variable. So now I can call my function, which is actually calling the hello function. Let's run this code, see what happens. Cool, so it printed out hello world. So I can assign a function ref to a variable. In a similar way, I can also return a function from another function. So this is what we call nested functions, where one function contains another. So here we're going to do a quick example of a nested function. Pay close attention to the indentation and where each function lives. So notice that this greeter stub is indented within getGreeter, meaning it's a function inside the getGreeter function. So what we'll have is getGreeter that returns a greeting function and greeter that just prints out a message. So I'll implement our greeter function by just printing message, and then I'll return the greeter function from getGreeter. Let's actually call this function. So I'm going to say my func equals getGreeter, and then I'll call this greeter function. Let's run this code again. Great, so in this first line of code, my function becomes the greeter function, and then we're calling this inner function. There's two important things to note about the scope of a nested function. Firstly, the inner function, so greeter, has access to its local scope, so the scope of the outer function. So greeter has access to the message variable that's defined in the outer function. The second thing to note is that inner functions are hidden from the global scope, so they're only for use within their outer function. So I can call the greeter method by getting it through the outer function like I've done down here. But say I try to call greeter directly. When I run the code, I get an error saying name greeter isn't defined. So this function is hidden from the global scope. So the next thing we're going to have a look at is how a function can accept another function as one of its arguments. So here I've got two functions, one called get lowercase and one called get uppercase, that each accept a message and then return the string. And as you can see here, I'm just calling each of them and they're printing out the lowercase and uppercase version of hello. What I'd like to do is make a function that prints out a greeting to a user. So I'll do def print greeting, And as the parameter to this function, we'll pass in a text transformer. So we'll accept a function that will transform the message before we print it out. So before we print the greeting, let's transform the text using the passed in text transformer function. So I'll say message equals text transformer and pass in a string. And then we'll print out this message. Now I can call print greeting with get lowercase or get uppercase. Let's try and run this code. As you can see in the first call, we passed in the get lowercase function as the text transformer, so it transformed it to lowercase. And the second time we passed in the get uppercase function as the text transformer. So we've made a function print greeting that accepts any function as a parameter as long as that function accepts a string as its parameter. Okay, so now that we've learned how to write a nested function, we can use this to implement our own custom decorators. So here I've got a say hello function that returns a string hello, and when I try to run this program, as you can see, it prints out hello. I want to add a decorator that allows us to tack on a name to the end of this string, so to print hello and then someone's name. To define a decorator, you create a function, so I'll call this function myDecorator. And this function accepts another function as a parameter. And the function that it's accepting is the function which you're applying the decorator to. So I'll make the parameter function. When I apply myDecorator to the say hello function, it passes the say hello function into the decorator as a parameter. Cool, so next, we create an inner function in myDecorator, which is the wrapper that's applied to the function. So I'm going to call this function addNameWrapper, since we're making a wrapper such that we want to add a name to the end of the message. So in this function, what I'm going to do is I'm going to return, and I'll call the function we passed in, and then I'll concatenate a name at the end, so I'll put Anna. Finally, to make a decorator, we want to return the inner function from the outer function. So I'll do return add name wrapper. Let's try and run this code. Cool, so as you can see, since we put myDecorator, it's applied the wrapper first, and rather than just returning hello, it's returned hello plus and then the name we put. Just as a further demonstration of how that's working, let's create a new hello function. So I'll instead make def say hi, which instead of hello is going to return hi. And I'll apply the same decorator to this function. And at the bottom, I'm just going to call this say hi function as well. Just running this program again, you can see we've got the hello version and the hi version, so the decorator worked for both of these functions. Okay, one last cool thing to note is that a decorator can accept a parameter. So if you've seen the Flask tutorials, you would know that app.route accepts a route string as a parameter. We can add custom parameters to our decorators as well. Suppose we want to be able to say hi to someone other than this hard-coded string of Anna. I'm going to wrap my decorator in yet another nested function. So I'll call the outer function addName and give this a name parameter as a string. And then since the inner functions have access to their local scope, I can simply return function plus name instead of a hard-coded string. And finally, from this outer addName function, we want to return the myDecorator function. So let's change these say hello and say hi decorators to use the new addName decorator. And to pass in a parameter to the decorator, you simply put brackets and pass in the value. So I'll pass in a name. Cool, so let's run this code. And as you can see, now we've created a decorator that accepts a value and it's printing hello plus the name which we passed into the decorator. Alright guys, so that's it for nested functions and Python decorators. Thanks for watching.